Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I want to go ahead and talk about Married to Medicine. All right, the first thing I want to mention is this. Did y'all, girl, now, I know I'm not, I'm a little blind, I wear contacts and stuff, but I thought I saw Omarosa, and I watched the trailer when it was first released. But I'm telling y'all, I think Omarosa was sitting down talking to Dr. Simone. I promise that was Omarosa. Girl, I know the girls don't like Omarosa, but I low-key going for Omarosa. Okay. Anyways, so Dr. Jackie, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I miss Mariah. I do. I do. I really, 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 really want Mariah back on the show. I really do. I don't think it's going to happen. I just want Mariah back. I'm sorry. Anyways, all right, so Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. They're back, BFFs. Dr. Simone let us know that they've both put in work to basically, repair their friendship. Dr. Simone says she stopped being so petty, and Dr. Jackie decided to step off of her pride and ego box. And now, girl, they back, Thelma and Louise. Now, I don't know if that leaves Dr. Heavenly, but they're back Thelma and Louise, right? Dr. Jackie was talking about something about an O shot. It basically, I think they take blood. This is not the way she explained it, but I think they take blood, they spin the blood, then they inject the blood into areas of the Hello Kitty. And the girl, I think, all of a sudden, girl, you got that good ocean. Girl, you got that good, girl, Niagara Falls. You got that good WAP, girl. You got that good macaroni, girl. Okay? Alora. Alora is grown. It's so crazy how, like, when these kids are first introduced to us, they're like, I mean, she's still a kid, but like they're like small, children. And now, like, she's almost legally grown, right? Alora has a Range Rover. Yes! I said, come on, black girl with the range. I'm here for it. Dr. Heavenly has a beauty supply store called Dr. Heavenly. I think it's called Dr. Heavenly's Beauty Supply. I think that's the name. Dr. Heavenly said something that I actually was going to talk about in a video about black people needing to step into like the hair supply industry or whatever you want to call it. Because it is always, and I don't know, maybe y'all can tell me, somebody can tell me why this is what it is. It has always like made me just sit back and think about, especially back in the day, like when my sister, I used to always go to the store with my sister when she used to really be into like wigs and weaves and all that stuff, right? So we would go to the store, and it always kind of like blew my mind how every store that we went to, it was ran by Asians. Like literally every store, right? And then they might throw that one black girl in there, right, as a sales associate. But the store is ran by Asians. You don't never really see, I don't think I've ever been to a beauty supply store that was owned and operated by black people. And it's crazy because, girl, your clientele is nothing but black people. But it's run by Asians. And then, girl, sometimes they treat y'all like dirt on the bottom of the shoe, right? But anyways, girl, so shout out to Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly and Contessa, they have not talked. Okay, so listen. Y'all know, Doc, we just gonna, okay, listen. For those who don't know, Dr. Heavenly is my girl. Okay? I couldn't stand that heifer when she first got on the show. But when I tell you Dr. Heavenly can't do no wrong in my book, when I tell you I go up for Heavenly, girl, I do. But girl, we have to call a thing a thing. Dr. Heavenly is too smart not to realize that she does sometimes cross a line when she gets down to the YouTube. Now, it's entertaining to me, okay? But, girl, I'm not friends with Contessa. Remember when she used to call Contessa, Contessa? Girl, I'm not friends with Contessa. So, girl, I'm not friends with Dr. Simone. I'm not friends with Quad. I don't know nobody on these TV shows. So for me, I don't care. Does Dr. Heavenly just go like below the belt when she was talking about Dr. Contessa? I don't remember it. However, Dr. Heavenly, she still does too much. Like, even though I believe that Contessa was in an abusive relationship, it may not have been physical. Like Dr. Scott probably wasn't over there whooping on her ass, but girl, he was definitely emotionally abusing her, mentally abusing her, right? We saw it with our own eyes. And then when you take into account how Contessa, Dr. Contessa, describes her relationship / marriage as volatile, girl. Girl, if you go around talking about, girl, if I hear every one of y'all helpers tell me that your relationship is volatile, girl, I'm gonna assume first, girl, you over there, girl, beating your ass, girl, and then once you tell me, girl, no, it's not physically abusive, girl, the first thing I'm gonna say is, over, girl, he over there, girl, he got you doing mental gymnastics, girl. Now, that does not mean that Heavenly gets to go down to the YouTube and say these things. See, this is what Heavenly's problem is. Heavenly thinks that because it's already out there, and because sometimes her friends, Dr. Contessa, Dr. Simone, or even maybe Quad, when she was on Quad's ass, these things are already out there. Sometimes they've said these things, that means that gives her license to then go down to the YouTube and address or talk about these things. No. Girl, those are your friends. You can't be down to the YouTube, even if what you are saying, you think that you're saying it in a nice way. Girl, you're still talking about your friend being in an abusive relationship. Dr. Heavenly is wrong. Period. She is. It doesn't matter if Contessa done talked about it or not. You don't get to go down to the YouTube and talk about my marriage. Because when somebody starts talking about Dr. Daddy Damon and your marriage, then it's going to be a problem. Because the truth of the matter is, if you ask me, girl, Dr. Daddy Damon used to wear Heavenly out back in the day. That's why she gets so worked up and, girl, nerves get bad anytime a bitch walk up to Dr. Damon's face. Because if Dr. Damon was the upstanding guy that you say that he is, girl, then you shouldn't have to worry about no bitch being in his face, because he going to turn that bitch down. Unless, girl, let's just call a thing a thing. The only reason why Dr. Heavenly be getting worked up when these girls be walking into to Damon's face is because either, girl, once upon a time not long ago, Dr. Damon didn't have no motherfucking control. He was out here slanging that dick, that Omega dick, all up and down through the university. So I don't know, but that's just what I done told myself. Because she get too worked up anytime a woman come around Dr. Damon. And if you really know that your man is the man that you say that he is, it don't matter what bitch walk into his face. Unless he done wore your ass out before in the past. I'm just saying. So all I'm saying is, like, I just wish Dr. Heavenly understood, and I think she does understand. I just think she doesn't give a damn. So either she does not give a damn about these friendships with these women, right? Or that's just what it is. Because she can't keep coming down to the YouTube and saying things that she knows that these things are offensive. Because if somebody came down here and talked about Dr. Daddy Damon or their relationship, Dr. Heavenly would have a goddamn fit. Even if it's something that she has said already. All right. Quad is in a 14,000 square foot home. Is it 14,000 square foot? Yeah, Quad is in a 14,000 square foot home. Honey, 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. Her mama stayed with her full time. She has her nephew staying with her. I did not know that, not that I remember. I did not know her brother had passed away last year. Complications from the heart. When I tell you, honey, it was so sad. When that little baby started crying, then Quad started crying, then her mama started crying, then bitch, I started crying. Girl! That was really really sad. The little boy says that he's not focused because he's thinking about his father. And I think his daddy was only like 34 years old. He was really young. Contessa is doing a fitness competition. She said her and Scott are in a way better place. They've been in therapy. Um, she is working on a new body just in case it doesn't work out with Scott. That's one girl. Then you wonder why the girls down to the use of girl, no tea, no shade. Then you wonder why we talking about you in an abusive relationship because girl, quiet as kept. You letting us know, girl, your relationship is violent as fuck, and then girl, you trying to get that new body just in case, girl, Scott want to act up and you got to dip out. Hello. Anyways, I ain't mad at Contessa. Contessa looks great. Girl, I ain't gonna lie. At first, I was so confused. I was confused when he told her to go in there and put on a bathing suit and some heels. Girl, I was confused for about 7 seconds. Bathing suit and some heels, bathing suit and some heels, bathing suit and some heels. I said she got to be doing a competition. And then, girl, that's when they said that she's doing a fitness competition. I said, okay, now it makes sense. Um, Quality to be known that girl, she basically got her home by herself, and that she doesn't need help from a man. I said, I know that's right. I'm not mad at her, girl. Um, all right, Anila. Anila has her home is finished. They've moved in. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't too much care for the kitchen. I think it was the counter. The what is it called? The part that's in the middle. You know, the thing that's in the middle. Not the stove. Girl, the slab, the marble. I didn't too much like that. But the house is nice nonetheless. Sweetie. Girl. Anila said that she got her whole, I think she said almost her whole house furnished for free. This heifer said that she got almost $500,000 of furniture for free. This bitch done furnished a whole 14,000 square foot house for damn near free. For the girls who slow, that's almost $500,000 of free furniture. Girl, I'm over here, girl, trying to hold out on a hope and a prayer that this couch gonna let me make it to the end of this year. My couch really not that bad. I'm not gonna, cause I be exaggerating. It's really not that bad. It's just that, girl, it's just that it's just that the cushions, when I sit down on the cushions, girl, the cushions go from here to here. So, girl, I guess it might be that bad. I don't know. But, girl, I'm trying to make sure this couch pushed me through to the end of this year, right? I told my sister I was going to get me another couch next year. Yes, I said, you heard that right. I said next year. So we're going to make sure this couch pushes through. This bitch over there, girl, I'm over here trying to make sure this couch get me through. And this heifer done got them to $500,000 worth of furniture for free. Bitch, I am not mad at Anila and that blogger that she doing. Anila, girl, can you be my mentor? Girl. Because clearly you're doing something right. Girl, anytime your husband got anything to say, girl, you let him know, girl, it was because of the power of the pussy, bitch, that you got that motherfucking house furnished for free. Girl, you done furnished that whole house for almost $500,000. Girl, do you know how amazing that is? Oh, shout out to Anila. Girl. Toya. I'm sorry. And this is no tea, no shade. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a stay-at-home mom, but at this point, Toya is not a stay-at-home mom. Toya just don't work because Toya kids are in school, so Toya just don't work. And I'm not mad at like my sister, for anybody get in the comment section, my sister is a stay-at-home mom, right? But my sister actually got kids. Got one kid at the house, right? The other two in school, but I got a 1-year-old niece. So girl, she at the house, right? But I just think it is crazy. I cannot wrap my head around why Eugene and Toya, they are in another position where, girl, y'all have built your dream house. I'm about to get to, I just feel like Toya lazy and she needs to get a job. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because clearly, or either Toya don't even need to get no job. You know what it is? I take that back. Toya don't even need to get no job. They need to learn how to handle their money. Because clearly y'all are broke. And yes, you can be broke and still have the income that Dr. Eugene has. Because clearly, the moving and shaking and doing that they doing, they're not handling their money the way that it needs to be handled. Toya comes up with some lame ass line ass excuse about the house not being big enough for her family. Girl, this house was built from the ground up. You didn't know when that 9,000 square feet was being built, girl. Like, come on, y'all. It don't make no sense. And girl, you done went into the house and wrote scriptures on the foundation and signed your names and girl, drip blood on the wood. I'm just saying. And now you up it and moving to a rental house just to turn back around and build your dream house. Toya is trying to keep up with the Joneses. Toya, I believe Eugene makes more than enough money for his family to live a nice lifestyle within the money that he brings in, right? I think Toya lazy. I'm sorry. Besides Sheree, Toya and Sheree probably are the two laziest people on TV. The simple fact, I'm sorry, and this is not a dig at stay-at-home moms, but the simple fact that Toya has this platform and Toya hasn't done anything with it, but just spend up money, move, spend up money, move, spend up money, and move. Toya could have done so many things. Toya should have at least by now started her own wine line. Like Cynthia had the Cynthia wine, the Cynthia, what is it, Bailey wine cellar? That's something that Toya should have been doing years ago, based off the fact that Toya loves wine, right? She used to love throwing parties. I just don't understand. I'm sorry. I just don't understand when people have this type of opportunity, right? They have this type of, excuse me, y'all. They have this type of opportunity. They have this type of like privilege. You have this TV show where you can pretty much kind of do anything that you want to try to do. And Toya just sits around the house and drinks wine and spends money and then got to pack and move. Then girl, build a house, then pack and move. And now the house is not big enough for your family. Toya, you acting like you got 7 kids over there. It's you, your husband, who you say ain't never there because he always working trying to pay the bills, and your 2 sons. How much room do you need, girl? Am I lost? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I think Eugene needs to put his foot down and tell Toya enough is enough. Girl, we're not doing all this upping and moving. I heard stories online about I guess the price of the homes were increasing. I think like they could have got like an extra $1,000,000. I'm sorry, $1,000,000 is not enough money to move from a home that you wrote when you wrote your name and scriptures on the foundation. This is your dream home. So now you're going to take that money and then build another home. Then what if somebody offers you, I guess, another $1,000,000 for that home? You're going to take that money and then move again? Girl, just sit your ass down and be still. I'm sorry. I think when I look at Eugene and Toya, they still have not learned their lesson, girl. They got all that money, right? Or clearly not enough. But clearly Eugene clearly brings in a decent income. And yes, Toya gets paid from the show, but that money from that show could be gone at any time. And then what are you going to do? Because you still only have one income. I'm done. Girl, I don't care about Toya and Eugene, girl. So we have a new couple. I think her name, I don't know what I wrote. I think her name was, I can't remember her name. Girl, what did I write? I don't know that lady's name. I know her husband's name is Dr. Martin. He's a dentist. I forgot the lady's name. I think she's in real estate. Audria. Is it Audria? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Um, Anila and her husband. I think his name is Dr. Karen. Dr. Karen is cute with his beard. He need to keep that beard. Okay. They have like, what is it called? The Bali. Can I say something? Contessa, what the fuck did you have on? So I'm taking it based off of one of the scenes that happened on the show. Dr. Contessa and Scott, I think it was Scott who made a comment about if someone came to their home like in a dashiki, they would be offended. Fair enough. But I think the difference between that and this is that Anila and her family, for the lack of a better word, has given permission for you to wear, you know, what they wear, right? So I don't think that at that point anybody would have been offended because now everybody is dressed the same. I think that it is more offensive for Contessa to walk her black ass into this party with a goddamn Egyptian Party City costume on. That's more offensive to me. And if she didn't want to wear the garbs, or she could have at least probably put on all white, a long flowy gown, put like a little thing around her hair like Anila be putting on the jewelry in her head, and called it a day. I just felt like that. I was like, girl, that is so tacky. I said, what in the Michael Jackson do you remember the time, girl? Girl, I said this bitch got on the Egyptian costume and then girl really walked in the house. I said, Contessa too smart for that. I thought that was so tacky. I'm talking about tacky. I'm talking about, I thought that was tacky. Girl, the people already said it's okay for you to wear this. Everybody got on stuff, right? I think Curtis had on something. I think I can't remember Curtis. Jackie, I think the men, everybody was dressed up. And then here come girl Contessa, girl, in a flashback, girl, stepping out of the Michael Jackson video. I said, girl, Contessa, girl, you doing too much. Talking about somebody doing too much. Contessa was doing too much. Y'all saw Dr. Jackie, the rich black lady, had to tell a rich white lady not to rub her hands on the walls. Y'all heard when Contessa said, my husband is a doctor and you called him abusive. You know he's not abusive. Contessa, sweetie, your husband may not be physically abusive, but your husband is definitely abusive. He's emotionally abusive, mentally abusive, okay? Girl, we saw it with our own eyes. You could try, girl, that's your husband, okay? Now, does that mean that Dr. Heavenly that it makes it okay for Dr. Heavenly to go down to the tube and say it? No, because that's supposed to be your sister, right? So you stay out of it, Heavenly. But girl, we can say it. Girl, that's not my sister. Oh, child. Dr. Contessa didn't want to talk to Dr. Heavenly at the party. She's still pissed off. Dr. Contessa does have every right to be pissed off at Heavenly. I'm sorry. Heavenly, she does do a lot. Even when she feels like she's not doing a lot, she's still doing a lot. Dr. Heavenly has to take into consideration that these are her friends. And if she values these friendships, you cannot be going down to the YouTube talking about people. It's really no different than like, no tea, no shade, but Funky Anila has already talked about like that time that him and Quad hit a bump in the road. Because him and Quad were friends, he would come down to YouTube, do his Married to Medicine reviews or whatever. And girl, sometimes Quad might get a slight dragging. And then Quad felt some type of way about it. At the end of the day, Funky Anila has a job. But girl, you're going to have to either decide, girl, either you're going to do your job or be friends. You cannot be friends with people and come down to the YouTube and drag them. You just can't. It don't work that way. You're going to have to choose. Either you're going to choose a friendship or you're going to choose the review. At least you can tell the people, girl, look, that's my sister. I can't talk about her. If I was friends with somebody, the first thing y'all would know is, girl, that's my friend. I don't give a damn what y'all got to say. I'm not talking about my friend. Now, I'm going to talk about these other hoes, but I'm not talking about her. That's my friend. Okay? And I'm not going to drag my friend for your entertainment. Period. Right? But you can't do both. And Dr. Heavenly going to have to decide what she going to do. Either she want to be down here with the YouTube being messy with the other girls, or either she going to have to be her friend's friend. That's what it is for me. All right, y'all. I'm going. I'll talk to y'all girls later. Bye.